Guess what, everybody? I just saved 15% by switching to How Do We Human, the podcast where we talk about all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
I'm one of your hosts, Evan Cox.
And today we're talking all about ads, commercials, promos,
Subtractions.
Marketing.
Multiplications.
Divisions, much like this country, am I right?
More adding, less dividing. Please.
Please. Evan, I gotta ask before we get into these ads, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. This is weird. We haven't recorded in person in a long, long time.
Correct.
This is happening.
Before the pandy was the last time we recorded in person.
Yeah. So that's fun. Let's see what the energy's like.
Let's see.
in these times.
I can talk over you all I want because there's no lag on the digital space. Hey, listeners, by the way, don't get used to us recording in person.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen for another 1,000 years.
That's right. It took me 45 minutes to drive 15 miles to get here.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's bad news. It shouldn't be that far away.
No, but this isn't about how I'm doing.
No, it's about how I'm doing. I just have two little tips for people.
Two little tips.
Based on things that happened to me and how I'm doing based on those two little things.
Okay, this is the part of the show where you do that.
Yes, two little things for dating my teenage daughter. Number one.
It'd be a great reboot, by the way.
Two little
things.
How about
dating my teenage daughter?
What would you call it when the characters from one show up in another show? Crossover show. A million little things for dating my teenage daughter.
Oh, I like it.
Right? Come on.
Lots of episodes. Gotta get through all the things.
I thought that show is still on. I assumed it had been canceled forever ago, but they must be getting close to those million little things.
They must be getting close. That's one of the things that comes on at least on Hulu when I rewatch not rewatch, I'm watching it for the first time.
Yeah.
An episode of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
Sure.
Hulu will then kick it over to
coming up next.
A Million Little Things, which I, to be fair, would rather watch that than the show that follows it on
Actually
ABC,
comes on next.
which is The Good Doctor.
I'm a good doctor.
Yeah, it's basically 6 seasons of Freddie Highmore. It's going around. I'm a good doctor.
I'm a good doctor.
I'm a good doctor.
He's like me, a good doctor.
Look at me. I am the good doctor now.
Look at me. Look at me. Anyways, first things first. I'm the realist.
Of course.
Second thing. I was at my beloved Vaughn's the other day, as usual, and I finished up my shopping. I'm going back to my car, and a thing that happens often in parking lots happens, but in a way that I hated, which was I wanted to put the way my parking area works. I've got a bar on one side thing. I'm not explaining this well.
Okay.
Just know I had to get into my passenger side door.
Okay.
To put my groceries in that front seat and then go over to mine. But when I went down there, I'm like headphones in, just walking kind of with like eyes down like I walk because I don't know, I'm sad.
Ass up.
Face down. Ass up, face down. This is how I like to clown. There's just a guy standing like at my door.
Interesting.
Alarming.
Yeah.
Very alarming. And he was just like,
was he your chauffeur?
I wish. Wrong side of the car, buddy. This ain't England.
In it?
In. Anyways, the guy was just like, "Oh, I need you to move your car before I can move my car." I was like,
What?
Okay. Like, fine. I'm leaving anyways. Don't creep outside my door. You fucking freak.
But why did he need you to move your car?
Honestly, until I said it out loud, I didn't think about it. I was just having that reaction of like, why are you being a weirdo about this? Sure. I'll leave. I never want to see you again. I don't know. I have no idea why he needed me to leave. Okay, so that's thing one. If for whatever reason you gotta wait for someone, maybe wait by your car. We can communicate from there.
Sure.
Don't stand directly outside my door and make me think someone's like ready to attack. Mm-hmm. Second, I ordered Postmates the other day. What did I order? I don't remember. Thai food, probably. It's often Thai food. I'm sitting on my couch watching TV. Takes like 40 minutes or so after ordering it. So it was like a little late, maybe 10 minutes later than I expected it. So it was one of those like, all right, I'm not like dying of starvation. I'm just going to sit and watch TV, not think about it for a while. You know, if 20 more minutes passed, I'll check the app. So I'm just watching TV. And then my doorknob starts jiggling. And it scares the shit out of me and my dog.
That same
like,
guy?
Why the fuck is someone trying to enter my apartment?
I need you to move your apartment.
I need you to move your door.
I can move mine.
I'm going to need you to leave so that I can come in. Okay. It was just the Postmates person hanging my food on my doorknob. Don't do that. I did not like that at all. As a person without like a gate at the front of my apartment or anything, and I'm on ground level, like my door just opens up to our driveway. I hated that experience.
That's also like, that's gotta be frustrating too, because I would imagine that, and I didn't pay attention to the type of door handle you have, but I would imagine that some door handles, then when you open the door to get the food, it would drop onto the floor.
That's a funny thought. But in my app, it always says just either, because these were all pandemic things where you could write that in.
Right.
So it either says leave it at my doorstep or leave it on the barbecue next to my apartment. Don't hang it on my doorknob. It makes a jiggly noise on the outside that sounds like someone's trying to break in. I hated it.
Yeah.
It's just my two little things of, I don't know. I'm not paranoid. You're paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of you being paranoid, how are you?
Me?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Finding I'm having a hard time, like, looking at you while I'm talking. I'm not used to this. I need to put a little box around you.
I mentioned, I think in the last episode, or maybe this was off mic. Who knows? But you and I talked about that classic film, M3gan.
Of course.
And I told you that I had
a
story.
That's right.
Even though this was something from, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I went to go see M3gan with my fiance and her sister. The three of us, we picked out our seats.
You were the three in M3gan.
We were the three in M3gan. And so we head out to the theater. We've picked our seats ahead of time because that's the way theaters work now.
They're the way of water.
All assigned seats.
I know.
Not a fan, but
no, me either.
But it is what it is. And we show up to the theater, and lo and behold, people are in our assigned seats. Ouch. The exact thing that this was made to combat. They're already there. So what ends up happening, I'm third in the line of us going up to the seats, I think, because I'm holding the popcorn and drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're in our seats, and so my fiance's sister just sits down, and then my fiance sits down, and then I'm like, are we not gonna confront them about this? But we think, okay, maybe it's, the people that were supposed to be where we are now had moved over because it looked like a larger group.
Yeah.
So we sit down and I pull up
Your tickets.
the ticket thing as if I'm going to buy new tickets, because then it will show where all of the seats are taken. And I know that the seat that we're in, somebody else has paid for. And I spend the entire previews like, there's a storm a-coming. And now we're going to look like the people who are in the wrong seats.
Oh.
And this other group is, even though they're the ones that have caused the problem.
Yeah.
So eventually those people show up during one of the previews and they're like, I think you're in our seats. And so I very loudly am like, get them to move, to like let them know, let these new strangers know, hey, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
It's these other people who are in the wrong. But man, it took a little while for me to come back down from that and be like, it wasn't my fault. It's these other people. This is why we shouldn't assign seats in the movie theater.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know we got to get to ads. But I feel like this is tangentially related to another How You Doing, where it's like, you got to learn to let some of these bullshit things go.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's frustrating.
Frustrating as fuck.
I was driving on, you'll know the LA freeways more than many of our listeners, but I was driving
Not necessarily.
yesterday, the 134 West, and I needed to take the 5 North.
Got it.
And that interchange, you go off to the right to go to the 5, and then it splits again to go 5 South. In one lane or 2 lanes for the 5 North. And I'm going up going up towards the 5 North, and there's only one other car on this whole ramp with me. And they are in the rightmost lane, and so the two of us are in our separate lanes going toward the 5 North, and then this person suddenly merges into both of the 2 lanes right down the middle, the median right in the inside of their car, and they stop their car.
Whoa!
And so I screech my brakes, lay on my horn, and then they get back into their lane.
What the fuck?
Fuck off!
Holy shit.
I think my only guess is that they suddenly realized they needed to go 5 South instead of 5 North.
Maybe.
And were trying to get over. But that's one of those things where, like, I know I shouldn't get road rage.
Yes.
But there are a lot of shitty drivers out there.
A lot of justification.
A lot of justification, exactly.
Yeah, it sucks. I have the same problem. That to me sounds like they just at that moment realized they were driving for the first time.
Very possible.
I thought they were just sitting in the recliner at home.
Yeah. Well, where am I?
Where am I?
Yeah.
That's right. It's an old man.
That's right.
Yeah. Suck it.
The driver's a man. Surprised?
You
want to talk about ads?
Yeah, of course I want to talk about advertisements. As we're probably going to have to title this episode because ads is not enough letters.
That's true. We've been taking quizzes.
It's true.
All this time.
We're a couple of busy quizzies.
Busy quizzies.
Yeah.
And I have a quiz for us to take. Quizzy bees is better.
Couple of quizzy bees.
I do have a quiz for us to take, in which we'll need to see if we can attribute the right company names to a variety of advertising slogans. See if that gets our minds flowing about ads and our thoughts on them. I don't know if you want to take that now or if we have an ad break that we need to take.
Yeah, we could take an ad break. We got to take an ad break before we do any quizzes.
Okay.
That was a rule I was given by the network.
Okay.
This podcast is brought like an ad break starting with This podcast is brought to you by Healthy Bits. Feeling sluggish and like you just can't go on? Well, take a look at what you're snacking on. I bet it's just chock full of chemicals and flavors. Healthy Bits are all natural. Our ingredient list is so small we can read it in this copy. Soy, peas, mulch, sand, arsenic, dune worms, and yellow number 5. Healthy Bits taste like clams, and that's a promise. Healthy Bits, keep chewing.
Thank you, Healthy Bits. Big shout out to Healthy Bits.
Big shout out.
Give it up for the bits.
Give it up for the bits. I've been snacking on them. They're clamalicious.
Clamlicious. You heard it here first. Healthy Bits are clamlicious. For those of you who have listened in the past to some of these quiz-taking episodes and you've been like, man, it takes them a long time to take a quiz, don't worry. This one is timed at 3 minutes.
Yes.
We have 18 companies where we need to guess the slogan. Based on the way that this quiz is laid out, I think we might be able to do okay, but the little box where the answer is supposed to get filled in seems like it's a little too small for a company name to go in there, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, maybe when I press play, it'll...
Maybe when we fill it in, it expands it.
I sure hope so. All right, are we ready?
I think so.
How do we... Let's see. I guess we'll just go down one at a time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Read them out loud so the listeners know what we're talking about. All right, I'm going to hit play and then game on.
Okay.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
All right, the first one is Think Different. I believe this is Apple, is it not?
Is that Apple? I don't recognize. It does feel like a computer one. Was it Apple?
It was Apple, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We Try Harder. I don't know what this one is.
We Try Harder. Feels like a car company. I don't know, though.
All right,
Let's
we'll
move.
Come back to it. The Quicker Picker Upper. I believe that's Bounty.
Come on.
A Diamond is Forever.
Diamonds are forever.
I mean...
No, every kiss begins with K. A diamond is forever is Jared's?
Well,
Isn't there another diamond company?
There is, but I don't know what it is. Because isn't Jared, he went to Jared?
Yeah. He got it at Jared's.
All right, well, I guess we'll skip it. He keeps going and going and going. That's got to be Energizer. We bring good things to life.
What the fuck is this?
I don't know.
I've never heard that one.
All right, how about melts in your mouth, not in your hands? That's our dearly beloved M&Ms. Give it up for the M&Ms. Priceless? Isn't that MasterCard?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Good to the last drop. This is one that I know, but I don't know.
Good to the last drop. Fuck. Not juicy juice. I think it's a type of juice.
You can try juicy juice and then we'll move on.
Juice. Not juicy juice. All right.
Zoom.
Is Mazda?
I believe that's right.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Hey.
McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Just do it. That's Nike. Once you pop, you can't stop. Is that Pringles? Snap Crackle Pop. That's Rice Krispies. Yeah. That was easy. That's Staples.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Well,
this is tough. I don't know which one you want to do first.
What was it first? Verizon?
Verizon, I think, was first.
Yeah. Oh, no, we've lost.
All right. You'll need to scroll down. Where's the beef? That's Wendy's. Honorary Piss Pig, Clara Peller. That's a Freedom reference. Breakfast of Champions. That's Wheaties. All right. So now these last four, good to the last drop. We bring good things to life. A diamond is forever. and we try harder.
I was thinking a diamond company is going to be Tiffany's. Or Tiffany's? No.
Just try K. See if it comes up. Nope.
Oh, we have 8 seconds.
Okay.
Snapple, good to the last drop. No? I thought it was Snapple.
Okay, so the ones we missed, we try harder was Avis.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
A Diamond is Forever was De Beers.
De Beers.
We Bring Good Things to Life. General Electric, GE.
Sure.
And good to the last drop, Maxwell
Coffee
House. Sorry, the way that it was laid out was difficult to read, but yeah, Maxwell House was good to the last drop.
All right. Coffee. I thought it was juice. I mean, I'll give this quiz credit in that once I see all of them, I'm like, yes, I did. Or yeah, like I realize I have heard all of these.
Sure.
I didn't throw any madness at me. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, and we did do better than many other quiz takers, so we'll take that as a win as well.
That's what it's all about. We appreciate the Sporkle quiz takers who are bad at quizzes.
Absolutely, helping us get our numbers up.
We got to get our numbers up. I'm trying to raise a family. Are you a fan of advertisements?
I think as a kid, I used to be. Like, I think that seemed like a job that would be good for my interests and skills. But now as an adult, can't stand them.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like, because I will still, I'm a sporto. I watch some sports things from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And that means I'm seeing commercials. I watch a decent amount of things that'll have commercials on them. In terms of like streaming stuff, it's normally going to be stuff we would all see if you've got like a Hulu non-plus,
sure.
And you just start seeing those same like 3 or 4 ads over and over and over again, and it's exhausting. But I've had several situations where it's like, I'm very aware of a lot of current commercials, and I'll make references to them, and people have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about because nobody sees commercials anymore.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I'm getting my sports. I just am, you know.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of commercials now. I think I probably on YouTube would be the only time I'm really seeing ads. And most of those I'm not seeing for more than 15 seconds at most for the unskippable ones.
So rude.
But there's still some pretty frustrating ads that I get all the time, it seems like, on those targeted websites. There's a couple of them, like therapy commercials are maybe the worst commercials. Therapy's a good service.
2 thumbs up.
But there's one commercial especially it's like the most somber commercial that I've ever seen, where the therapist want to
be happy like us.
Well, the therapist is basically like, what do you want? And it's a slow zoom in on the guy on the couch, and he's like, I want a job that I don't hate. I want, like, and everything he says has that, like, exact.
Oh, no.
And it's like, stop. I want to watch this comedy YouTube video.
I already watched The Whale once.
Yeah, exactly. So as I grew older, I recognized that a lot of commercials seem like they are bad.
Yes.
And a lot of, there's certain commercials that are like, I don't like to watch them, but that are fine.
Sure.
They're a very basic, here's what our product is or our business or whatever. and then move it, and then we're done. Like,
Yeah.
it's the ones that are trying to be funny that I most often dislike.
That's brutal.
And watching it in like a group setting and someone does think it's funny is even worse.
I wrote a note similar to that, except I think it was like an ad for a show that I find like every time I see an ad for it, I'm like, this looks so bad.
Yeah.
And then we're in a group setting worrying like, I hope no one just mentions like, I love that show, and then a conversation starts.
Yeah.
Because I never want to be the shitty down talking person like, no, it's not good. Yeah. But yeah, shitty commercials. But I guess I can relate to how a shitty commercial happens because I've made some. But like, similar to you, I always felt like, I don't know, I could market stuff, I now do work in marketing, and I'm like, can I market stuff? I don't know. But like, I feel like I'm a decent enough writer and I have a good sense of humor that, not that like I can revolutionize a commercial. Like, I feel like I could punch up on a commercial. Yeah. And I feel like if you gave me some vague outlines, I could put something together. So I used to make a lot of ads, web ads. I mean, I still technically do, but I used to like write, direct, shoot with talent, etc. And the first like 4 or 5 of those I made, they weren't like brilliant, but I was like, these are good. These are fun. They're funny. Everyone involved in them had a good time making them. Done and done. But after those first 3 or 5, like, you start getting real lazy.
Sure.
Going like, well, I mean, if the bar is this low for like what's funny, fuck it. Like,
yeah.
Sure, you walk in the door and you just say, blah, 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 and then we roll the product footage.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's easy to get lazy, but man, yeah, there's some bad shit.
I remember Geico, for example, had a big reputation of being like, these are the funniest ads I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it kind of going back to what you were saying about you don't want to be that guy who's like, I don't like this show.
Yeah.
I didn't like so many of those Geico commercials. The one that stands out to me the most is the little pig on the way home.
Really?
Who's just screaming.
Oh, wee.
Yeah. Shut up. This is so annoying.
I like that little pig. You can't harsh my mellow.
I like the camel that's celebrating Hump Day, of course, a classic. But I think it's like, I don't know. I like the simple commercials, I think, that are just a lot of like, what comes to mind, and maybe it's because I'm working on a video where I have to watch a bunch of these to pull clips.
Yeah.
But like, and of course they have a shitload of money, so that also plays a big part. But a lot of the like Disney parks commercials that are just like, hey, come here and have a good time.
Yeah.
Love it. Great commercial.
Done. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Give me $200, please.
Right. Most car commercials that are like,
sure,
come drive our car in these nice locations.
Yeah.
Great. Love it. It's the ones that are like, hey, we got Dikembe Mutombo in an office. Buy our insurance, please. What?
No, car commercials and insurance commercials are getting there. I don't know. It's funny to watch trends in commercials. But right now I feel like car commercials and insurance commercials are both kind of doing this. There's obviously with insurance, the standbys of like State Farm's got its thing, Geico's got its thing, Limu, Emo, etc. But then I don't even know what one I'm thinking of. I think I am mostly thinking of car commercials I've seen recently, where it's just like a husband and wife driving in a car, and one of them is crying because their mother just died.
Yeah.
And we do this, and it's just like a little short film, And then at the end of it, it's like, did you notice what car they were driving?
Yeah.
That was nice. I hate that shit. Like, yeah. What the fuck?
Let us help you get over your parents' death.
Don't forget, everyone in your life is going to die someday. Might as well.
But Jeep remains.
Jeep remains. Jeep, the cockroaches of the cars. But, there was obviously, which there's still a lingering bit of it, there was the long trend of just like, everything needs to be wacky and nonsensical ridiculous.
Yeah.
And, I blame Skittles for that one. I think Skittles started that trend.
Sure, yeah, the berries and cream.
Was that Skittles?
Was that Skittles? I don't know, but that's
but that was one of the,
that's a wacky one.
That's a wacky one.
I think Geico and Skittles are probably two of the wackier commercial giants.
And of the two of them, Skittles makes more sense to be wacky. They're
Yes.
fun candy.
Yeah.
Not who I have to call after I get in a car accident.
Yeah.
Which I should admit I am a customer. I am a Geico user. Gotta be honest. Gotta lay that out.
I think, there's the wacky commercials, and then, similar to what you were saying about, this is where I thought you were going to go with it. The companies that are trying to be like, no, we're all about social issues. So
sure.
buy our Gillette razors.
Yeah.
We think it's bad when men assault women. Buy Gillette razors. What's happening right now?
I'm sure
we're all in this pandemic together. Yeah. But the thing that would make it better is if you bought our Sony television.
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah. What is happening?
Yeah, I'm sure there's like analytics supporting the idea. It's got to be one of those like analytics like kind of show this trend that like commercials or ads that are just like about the product are easier to ignore.
Sure.
If it looks like it's about to be funny or something, people are riveted. And half the time I'm like, I couldn't tell you what that commercial was for.
Right.
Like thinking about like Super Bowl commercials. Super Bowl's the biggest commercial day of the year. And it's like, A, I mean, this year most of them were not great. And B,
I remember maybe 4 commercials from the Super Bowl this year.
Most of the commercials that I could remember, I couldn't tell you which company they were for.
And maybe it's because I remember these. So let's see how many we can remember.
Oh,
right?
Boy.
There was the T-Mobile commercial with Bradley Cooper and his mom.
Sure, yes.
The M&M's commercial with Maya Rudolph.
Right.
The Gutfeld promos.
Several Gutfeld promos. The Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, sure, Dunkin' Donuts. I can't. And this is maybe cheating because they played it also during the Oscars, and it's one of the videos I'm pulling clips from. But the like Disney, like, hey, we're turning 100 this year. Here's a bunch of our stuff on Disney Plus. That commercial.
One. Got it.
And so I guess of those I do remember what they were for. Even the ones I didn't like, Gutfeld. And I at least remember what they were all for, and I remember them in general.
Yeah.
Because there was not 5 commercials during the Super Bowl. There were like hundreds of them.
Yeah, it was mostly very forgettable. But I also, I mean, I guess it's related to talk about the Super Bowl, but sure. A lot of people watch the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl. Yeah. A lot of people watch the Super Bowl for the commercials and the musical performance. And I'm one. I like watching all 3. When the fuck am I supposed to go to the bathroom?
I think you need to pay closer attention to some of those diaper commercials, Evan.
I never think about it until the game's going, and then I'm like, oh, this is horse shit, and I end up missing a lot of the commercials. I did not see the Dunkin' Donuts commercial. I was in the bathroom. I just heard about it after the fact. That's the only reason I remembered it. Because I heard it happened.
Yeah, to talk about the Super Bowl for a second, it used to be a big time for movie trailers, which is a type of advertisement, so still related.
Oh yeah.
But they would show like full trailers during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And a little bit during the Oscars too, but I think Super Bowl is still the biggest advertisement day. And now they show like 20-second, 30-second spots and say, go watch the full trailer online right now.
Yep.
I get that it costs millions upon millions of dollars to advertise for 30 seconds during the Super Bowl, but give me my full advertisement. Don't make me stop what I'm doing, go onto YouTube, watch a Verbo ad and then a therapy ad, and then watch your advertisement.
That's the thing. I that was one of my fucking self-righteous tweets. I tweeted out where I'm like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I was mad. I was just like, we all need to not forget that movie trailers are ads. Like, it's not okay that ads run before you watch the ad you want to watch.
Yeah.
That's horseshit.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I'd love to check out a movie trailer, but that's stupid. That's bullshit. Because movie trailers it's tough to argue anything because like YouTube's been around for so long, and it feels like it's been 10 years that movies have just been like studios themselves uploading trailers to YouTube. Before it would just be the person with a cam inside a movie theater. But before that, it's like they would just come to you. You'd be watching TV. Oh, there's a trailer. Or you go see a movie. Oh, there's trailers. Oh, I know everyone's just trying to make a buck. But make the movie trailers ads then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have those run in front of my movies. If I'm on YouTube watching something. If you start playing a trailer, I might watch the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, and I've had that happen in a couple of times where they do play it as the ad before something else that I'm watching, and that is something that I am more likely to watch. I do wonder if that's the type of advertisement that I would still feel like I could do,
Yeah.
Because most of it's done already. All the footage is there.
Yeah.
I gave you all the clues, Mr. Police. And so you just have to rearrange things to make it look exciting. But I wonder how many, because there's so many bad movies, I wonder how many movies come across a trailer house's desk. And they're like, oh, God, how are we going to sell this thing?
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun at all. I spent a long time selling a really shitty radio show as like, this is great. It's fucking exhausting. It's not fun. Just one last of the trends, I think, where we're at now. Because like, obviously people are still doing some silly shit in commercials, but what is really fucking happening right now that I really fucking hate, that happened several times in the Super Bowl, and I couldn't tell you what company it was because I don't play this bullshit. They do it on billboards, they do it in magazines, they do it on your TV. Vague commercials that are just like a black screen and a logo starts coming up that is illegible. And then there's a QR code.
Oh, yeah. QR codes for sure.
Like,
get them out of your TV commercials.
When this entire strategy is like, people will be so fucking confused. They have to know what this is. They gotta look it up. I used to. And I'm like, no, fuck this game. Because I'd always look it up. And I was like, it's a real estate company. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
But now you're making money off of ads because I clicked on your website.
Yeah, I did notice that a couple times during the Super Bowl, the QR codes.
Fucking worse.
Yeah, get them out of here.
Get them out.
Not to sound like an old man.
Yeah.
But also, stop putting your restaurant menu via QR code.
Oh yeah.
Just give me a menu.
No, yeah. These cost cutting measures aren't worth it. I don't know. Is it QR codes are weird. Where like it feels like such not, I guess, intermediate technology. Like there's no way we're going to be using QR codes 10 years from now, right? Like,
I wouldn't think
it's such a clunky process.
Yeah.
That I'm like, is it like that sort of a specific thing where it's like, whatever, fuck the vague ads, that's just going to take you to the website. I could just find that. I could find this on my own if you told me what the fuck the name of your company was.
Right.
Then maybe I'd go, I don't know, that looks like something I'd be a customer for. But like, is it much if it's a non-specific thing like that? Like if I see an ad, we saw at the Oscars the trailer for The Little Mermaid,
right?
And then QR code, go watch the full trailer here. That is, to me, not remotely easier than me just pulling up YouTube and going Little Mermaid full trailer.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? Fucking like pause my TV.
Get the camera.
Yeah.
That's the timing of it. Like you gotta be quick.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either.
I don't like it.
There is I think it's the Glendale Galleria.
Oh.
I don't know if they still have this. I know that they got roasted on social media for it a couple of years ago when it first happened. But they for the mall, they had a little sign posted, and it was like, scan the QR code for our hours.
Ha!
No, just post your hours where the QR code is.
Why? Again, I think it just comes down to you're making a few extra bucks getting people to go to your website. Like,
probably,
it's
yeah.
just advertisements on the sidebars. I make those ads.
I guess that makes sense.
It's stupid.
This other, I don't remember what company this was for, but this was also a Super Bowl ad that, while you were talking about the vague ad, reminded me. I think it was for like Roku or something, but the fake out ad where it played and it like tricked everybody into thinking that they had clicked off of the Super Bowl and had gone into their app or something like that. And
so bad.
I don't remember what company that was for, but that type of ad is the most infuriating.
And the worst.
Gets everybody talking, but
sure,
talking about how much they hate you.
To the end of my days, I hate the idea that any press is good press. It's not. Sometimes it's bad press.
Sometimes it's bad.
Sometimes you got a lot of people saying like, fuck them. That's not good press. But I think it was like the year before that. I don't know if it was big enough to be on the Super Bowl or the Oscars or whatever. I think it was on a streaming site, so maybe Hulu, where it did that, and because it was on that specific streaming site, it was able to perfectly replicate the buffering symbol. Yeah. And then a little cartoon guy would like knock on it and be like, "Oh, we got you there. Well, I'm here to talk about you don't have to be an embarrassing bald person and you get some hair." I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You've pushed my last button.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you.
Yeah, commercials that insult their target demographic. You don't have to be an embarrassing bald person. You don't have to look shitty in your t-shirt. There are a bunch of those commercials.
I'm sure everyone has their thing. Not that I'm like sensitive really about being bald, although it sounds right now that I'm very sensitive about it. Not that I'm even like fully naturally bald, but it does feel like we're a particularly marginalized group. like it is one of those weird, like, why is that okay? Yeah. There's no other thing where you could just say to someone like, tired of looking stupid with the fucking, I don't know. I can't think of anything visual someone would have.
Why isn't Will Smith slapping anybody on our behalf?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Come on. Play a bald guy, Will. That'll show him. I don't know. I just don't like, there's so many ads and they get served to me because I'm bald and I look up bald products. And they're all 100% of the time. It's never like kind. It's never like,
yeah.
Are you self-conscious about your hair? It's like, hey, fucko.
Hey, you piece of
you
shit.
You bald fuck. You tired of not getting laid?
Yes.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I know. There's a lot
so
of
mean.
Yeah, there's that kind, and then there's I don't know how we've talked about them before, but the t-shirt ones that are like, you some fat piece of shit.
Yes, right. I forgot we were both getting served the same ads.
Buy our cotton t-shirts, and then people will wanna fuck.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, I think, again, as a person who works in marketing and goes through analytics and shit like this, it just feels like big companies getting served analytics and reading way too literally into, like, slight differences. Like, oh, we get a big reaction when we piss off bald people. All people are very sensitive about that. So if we stab them in the neck, then they'll need our product.
Right.
I don't know. It's just not a good way to do business.
Yeah.
I don't think. But we got to take another break because we got to do some business of our own. This is important. This podcast is brought to you by a new podcast on the How Do We Human network.
Great.
This podcast is brought to you by Fuck Chat. A new podcast ready to climb those comedy charts. Join hosts Dave Tommy Phillips, Randy Wet Weatherington, and Squeege with special weekly guest Rachel Fucks as they talk about how they fuck, who they fuck, and what the fuck is going on. This podcast is so off the rails, we can't even play you a clip. Someone would come knocking on our doors and arrest us. Not safe for work, more like not safe for anyone, except maybe you. You might like it. Please listen. Squeege's student debts don't qualify for debt relief. Listen to Fuck Chat, only on Paramount Plus.
First of all, a big thank you to Paramount Plus for partnering with the How Do We Human feed.
I don't know how we get our podcast up there, but they were chomping at the bit for Fuck Chat.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the analytics really, once they took a look at them and saw that if there's like two things that Middle America really loves, it's Yellowstone and How Do We Human. So I think I understand why, but it's still a big thank you.
It's true.
If I don't know how many more ads we need, I haven't seen any of the copy, but if you need me to read any of it, please please let me know.
We got to get Rachel Fucks on here one of these days.
Absolutely, we do. And I love how unfortunately real their podcast premise sounds.
Yeah.
But if I can talk about one time I did in high school, I made a commercial.
Great.
For as seniors in the theater department, we could like make our own one-act plays, direct, cast, all that stuff. And I had written mine, and I think there were 3 plays total, and they were all one night, and it was one act, so they were relatively short.
Yeah.
But I was like, I really want people to go because I wrote, directed,
did a thing.
I did it. Yeah. It's not like I just grabbed something off the shelf.
Angela Bassett over here.
Yeah,
you did the
truly
thing.
was the Angela Bassett of the Desert Vista 2011 theater department. No one can deny. So I went out and I filmed parts of each of the plays, and I did it stylistically too. To really try and grab people's attention. But I was like, there's another type of program that gets played a lot on the announcements, on the morning video announcements, which is where this commercial was supposed to be broadcast. And that was one guy who went by the name Scotty G.
Great.
And he would produce rap music videos.
Okay.
Not anything related to the school or anything like that. Scotty G just wanted to make some beats.
Okay.
And he, in my limited interactions with him, was not the nicest guy.
Sir.
And
sir, I don't know why. I respect him.
Yeah.
Sir.
Scotty
Please.
G will fit right in with that new podcast on the How Do We Human Network. But
he's been knighted.
Absolutely.
Sir Scotty G.
But he was, to a lot of the student body, a bit of a laughingstock, because why are we all being subjected to your cringy rap videos? Sure. And so I took a shot at him in the copy of the Senior One Act commercial.
Yeah.
And was like, I think it was because I knew that the commercial was long because I wanted to showcase each show and hadn't really figured out quite how important editing was. It wasn't like an insanely long commercial, but it was too long. It was barely too long for what we were doing.
Yeah.
And so I just was like, well, let's make it a tiny bit longer and be like, this advertisement's long, but it's better than seeing another music video by Scotty G. And I feel bad about it.
Yeah.
At the time, I was like, "Oh, I'm the king." Yeah,
did the thing.
I Angela Bassetted the hell out of Scotty G.
That's what Angela Bassett does. Right?
That's what she does. She just takedowns of ginger rappers,
amateur rappers,
and
look out, SoundCloud.
Yeah, that's that's true. I shouted, I am king of the most powerful extracurricular in the school. And my entire fan base is gone. Have I not given everything?
Wrest control of the media away from Chris ASAP.
Yeah. That was and then he fired back in his next music video. It turned out to be a diss track.
Fuck yeah. Good job, Scotty.
Good job, Scotty. We have no choice but to stand. And so I guess, like, knowing that I felt bad.
Yeah.
Why are so many companies, like, so shitty to their consumers?
Yeah, right. It's not nice.
Yeah.
It never feels nice to not be nice.
Right.
I mean, we were joking.
Is that the slogan for How Do We Human?
It's never, what did I say?
It's never nice to
it's
not
never
be nice.
nice to not be nice.
Yeah, I don't know if it
be a
really
t-shirt.
fits, because we can be little jerks, as we've forgotten to call ourselves for many episodes. But
Little jerks. I think it's a t-shirt. Add it to the list.
Add it to the list.
But no, we talked about it in the quiz. The Can You Hear Me Now?
Right.
Like, I've never been, and I know a lot of people relate to me. I've never found someone that I otherwise like. Oh yeah, not like I loved those commercials, but whatever, they were fun. When he switched over,
Right,
to Sprint, is it Sprint?
Yeah.
I felt betrayed.
Sure.
I'm like, oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Rat bastard.
Yeah.
Flipping on a company and like using their logo or their slogan. Like that feels like, I don't know. Should be able to sue.
Yeah. It does feel.
I took it personally.
It does feel weird. And when you read more about why he did it, it's like, I guess I can understand why you hated Verizon, but
read this.
I think it was, if I remember right, and I might not, but I'm gonna say it on mic anyway, because that's my job as a podcaster.
That's right.
To just say whatever I think might be right.
Confidence.
80%.
Hey, we're hitting all the hits.
I believe it was something like Verizon, because the spokesperson is gay. And I think Verizon was like, you keep that shit in the closet, boy.
Oh, interesting.
And so I think that's part of why he switched. Or it's not at all.
Okay. Well, I'll have to look into this, and we'll report back next week.
Speaking of weird commercial stuff, do you remember when the Geico, and I'm so sorry to keep harping on your company, but when the Geico cavemen became so popular, somebody thought it was a good idea to create a sitcom based on that?
I watched the pilot.
Really? How was it? Were you like, whichever one Nick Kroll is a standout?
No. it was like the definition of just like, this is fine. It's probably not going to last for us. It's not going to get a second season. It wasn't unwatchable, but I think the problem is it was just like a standard traditional sitcom of the time, very Two and a Half Men vibes. Like, you're making a full season of a show based on a very stupid ad campaign where people are cavemen. This should be like actively the stupidest show of all time.
Yeah,
which I feel like wasn't allowed at the time. There've been plenty of we've now seen how quality stupid can be.
Yes,
with things like
How Do We Human?
The robots bracket. Can't think of any of our other episodes.
Celino and Barnes.
Celino and Barnes special. The gearing up for the holidays. Anyone?
Navigating the Gym Part 1 and Part 2.
Yes.
But
quick question: have you seen a Richard Gere movie since we recorded that episode?
Have I seen a Richard Gere movie?
I have seen one.
I don't know. I think not, but I'm not positive.
Okay, I saw Pretty Woman.
Yeah, I had
Pretty Woman.
Yeah, I had already seen
I saw
Pretty
the sequel.
Woman.
Pretty Women.
Pretty Women. I had seen that before we did that episode. But I don't think I have.
Okay. It's about time.
For the
sequel.
I want to ask you how you feel about when this is mostly Super Bowl, leading up to the Super Bowl. It happened this year with M&M's. It happened maybe a decade ago with Planters, where they put out a news story that's like, the M&M's are going away. We're replacing them with Maya Rudolph.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Peanuts fucking dead.
Fucking dead, bro.
How do you feel about things like that?
Well, first off, in my and now I'm scared for time, because I felt like the Mr. Peanut thing happened like last year. Was it that long ago?
I thought it was a while ago. I'll look it up while you give your thoughts.
Yeah.
When did Mr. Peanut die?
I think, we're in the time of this idea going wrong. I can't think of a specific example where I'd go like, oh, that was really good. But it at least to me is the vibe of old Super Bowl commercials where you felt like, oh, like
this is an event.
This is a thing, like, oh, we've been seeing the news on this. Oh my God, something's about to happen. Instead of this year where it just felt like all the commercials just felt like normal commercials, but longer. So I like the intent, but both of those campaigns were pretty stupid. I didn't hate the Maya Rudolph one. That's fine. The Planters one was, I don't know, that was very dumb.
Yeah.
And it was how long ago?
Well, we were in the middle between the two of us, much closer to your guess. Yes. 2020, pre-Pandy.
Oh, that makes sense. Interesting. 2020, pre-Pandy. You know what I was up to?
Recording this podcast in person.
That's right. I was going to say something else, but then I was like, no, that wasn't that year. I'm bad with time. I'm bad with time, man. Because even
Evan is bad with time.
Because I'm bad with time. You know it. Anyway. What do we do? Do we do a thing?
I believe we Angela Bassett it all over this episode.
The rhythm feels so weird recording in person. I feel like we've gotten so down on Riverside, even though our past few episodes have been pretty long.
Yeah.
But like, where it's like, all right, and now we do the that, and now we do the that, and I'm like, whoa, what do we do?
Well, I don't know that we learned a lot, but
Might have.
Something that we've talked about in the past has been creating an ad for How Do We Human.
I knew there was something else.
So we can try to take the things that we've learned.
Oof.
Don't insult your consumer base. Keep it simple.
Stupid. Don't insult your consumer base. Keep it simple. Stupid.
Insult yourselves. I think that those are the big things to look at. We don't have to get too wacky. And we could finally have a commercial for How Do We Human.
Wow.
To try to get more listeners. To try to get more
You don't want more ads?
More sponsors.
Sure.
This was something, and we've talked a little bit about this. This was something that we recorded in episode 0 that was meant to be an advertisement.
Right.
And it sucked, so we never released it.
But we did. I put it at the end of one
that's
episode.
True. Yeah, it is at the end, I believe, of episode 100.
Ah, what a treat.
Yes.
That's good. That's good stuff. It's good follow through.
Yeah, absolutely. So do we want to try to record an ad for How Do We Human?
I'm afraid that what we're going to find is it's just as bad.
Probably.
But I like the idea of trying to do this on the podcast. But what do we in an ad? What are we selling? We're selling our show. What is there to say about our show? It's good.
That's pretty simple.
Yeah, there we go. Ad done. Chop that together. Yeah, I guess just riff it.
Just riff it. If you like podcasts, check out How Do We Human, a podcast all about weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life, as hosts Chris Binning and Evan Cox discuss the different topics that make them uncomfortable as introverts.
Hi.
If you're not listening to How Do We Human, fuck you. Is that it? Is that the ad?
That's pretty good.
You just Evan comes in the middle, says hi, and then nothing else. And then I come in at the very end. I've lulled them into a false sense of security, and then
knife them
in the neck to get them to listen to 200 plus episodes.
Oh yeah, that's great. I wanted to I think this is part of what happened when we didn't record an ad. Was I was like, oh, we need to come up with what's a list of episodes we've done in the past that would sound like something people, because we've gotten when we started out. I remember getting that someone would be like, oh, I found this. Someone was looking up job interviews and found our thing. It's like, what's a list of stuff, and we just never figured it out and just stopped talking about it entirely. But I'm now back in that headspace of no, that is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run through it and see what happens.
Okay.
We'll just do a few run throughs.
We'll just do a
leading, me leading.
Okay.
And see what happens.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna throw to you. We're gonna say our names.
Okay.
Get ready for that shit. How do ads start? Maybe like that. How do ads start? I'm one of your hosts, Evan Cox.
I want a podcast. That's good.
I just want a podcast. I want people to not make fun of me.
I want to listen to 4 hours about which breakfast cereal is the best.
Anytime I get put on the spot, I just get loopy and I can't do it. How does an ad start? This feels important. This means something.
This means something.
How do ads start that aren't shitty? I feel like ads start out unrelated, you know? Or not unrelated. Okay, so a mother's leaving her son's funeral.
Yeah, and the father's like, I've got just the thing. And he puts on How Do We Human?
That would be pretty funny.
Honey, they're talking about public restrooms.
I actually love this idea and want to shoot it now. That would be very, very funny. See, I'm having a crisis where it's like, I'm going, okay, why would people want to listen to this? And then I'm like, why would people want to listen to this?
That's a problem.
That's the thing we don't acknowledge. Shut that part of the brain down. 80% confidence. You ever wonder if that thing you're doing in an elevator is weird?
Man, you're gone.
This is gonna all be edited. Edit point. Now we come back in.
Now we come back in.
You ever worried that everybody's gonna judge you for the type of birthday invitation you send out? I don't know if that's even a thing we ever talked about. Doesn't matter.
We did greeting cards.
I think we did surprises. We did parties. You want to know what you can say to that friend who just refuses to apologize for anything? Say, go listen to How Do We Human. It's a podcast where we talk about all these things, all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life, with your hosts, Evan Cox.
And Chris Binning.
And we, get jiggy with it.
Keep Will Smith's name out of your fucking mouth. Reference!
Hey!
You guys remember that from a year ago?
We got him.
Check out How Do We Human. We've got age-old references just like that, and a couple new ones. New episodes every Monday, wherever you get your podcasts.
Angela Bassett did the thing. Just award show references.
Again, that's How Do We Human with the wickedly talented Evan Cox and Chris Binning.
Damn straight. There's something in there.
There's something in there. You can cut it together.
Get it together, set it to print. And then the world will know. Yeah. You're listening to How Do We Human. It's the podcast you'll love to hate. Maybe, I don't know. Tell us if you do. Do we have any people that love to hate us?
Do we have any haters out there?
I would love your hate.
I would not.
He would not. Don't send it to him. I want to know. Not really.
Can you show me? I want to know if these people hate me.
Listen to more of this shit. There's plenty of it,
There's so much.
There's 205 other fucking episodes.
You know that end of Raiders of the Lost Ark when that guy goes into the warehouse and it goes on forever? That's the archives of How Do We Human.
Fucking A. You look at those archives and say, it belongs in a museum.
Absolutely it does.
But before it gets locked away in the Disney vault, you can listen to it anywhere you want. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, etc., etc. Links are available in the bios of our social medias.
What?
But before we get to that, leave us a review or a rating. And good ones. But you can find us on social media. We're on Instagram at How Do We Human.
We got that handle.
We're on Facebook, also at How Do We Human.
I don't think you're ready for that handle.
You can find us over on YouTube. Handle, How Do We Human.
Gotta get that handle.
And, leave us an email. We like talking to you guys. We don't always get to, but whenever we do, A, it's Dos Equis, B, it's fun. You could leave us an email at howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
The best part of that handle is that it's an email.
Yeah. Chris,
Yes.
what you got going on?
I have decided to create a Hall of Fame. I was thinking, you're a big sports guy, and when a great player retires, they hang that number from the rafters as a way not only to say, hey, thank you for being a friend, but also to say nobody else use that number anymore. I want to put some words up in the rafters.
Great.
Nobody else can use them anymore. Words and phrases. Things like iconic.
Yeah.
Chaotic. Literally. The phrase, tell me you're blank without telling me you're blank. Appreciate your service.
Absolutely.
You're going into the rafters. Nobody can use you anymore.
You were fun for a brief moment. But, yeah, I think this feels like particularly just some tweets that need to be hung up in the rafters.
Absolutely. If there's anything that I want more, it's to memorialize things from Twitter. Evan, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Well, all I had written down, which was started off as a very original idea, but what I wrote down was a chair with wheels.
Okay.
Now,
there are actually a couple different versions of this, I wonder which one you went with.
So now I'm scared. There's a couple different versions. All right, so I'm aware of wheelchairs.
Okay, great.
I'm not that dense. What's the other version?
It's the kind that you have over here at your desk.
You're right.
Literally a chair with wheels.
Yeah, that's a computer chair. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if your chair you're sitting in, the Poang.
Yes.
And RC car wheels. And you
and
can
a
control
remote or
it.
something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Getting you to the fridge and back.
I'm on board now.
Yeah.
That's
what we need to walk to the fridge less.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw Wall-E and you were like, I want to do that, but with wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I like it.
Yeah. And I saw the whale and I said, I want to do that, but with whales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a big beluga on a chair trying to reconnect with Sadie Sink.
Baby beluga. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And it doesn't work out. Oh, we did the thing. I can't stop now. It's not even the funny thing is that's a reference to a thing that I looked it up and I'm like, that's not that bad. It's just become a meme. And it's really fun to say. Angela Bassett did the thing.
Do we have any ad breaks that we have to get to before we leave, or did we
probably not
get through all our sponsors?
Nothing worth extending this. I think that's all we're obliged to be sponsored by. Healthy Bits and Fuck Chat.
All right. Well, in that case,
hey,
until several years from now when we record in person again. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.
We'll still record, virtually, but Just for the listener clarification.
With our VR helmets.
We'll record in the metaverse.
Ooh, when will How Do We Human join the metaverse? Next time on How Do We Human. Bye-bye.